Greetings, it is I, Susie Q. I'm working with some things are coming up to surface. Some things are coming up to surface. What could it be? And so we're focusing on a book. It's called Delete on the Spot, and it's about stress and pain. We're going to go through some of these states of consciousness and kind of move through some of these terms or some of the ways that we work with energy. So whenever I'm working with words, it's basically energy. It's light infused energy or crystalline grid energy. Everything is energy, right? So we get started now. So we're looking at some of these paradigms, and one is a leading life supports. And so we're going to look at some of these different states of consciousness with leading life supports. What do we do with our body? So every time I'm talking about the body, most of the time with any of these videos, the body shows up, but you're just like, well, what do I need to know? Or what was that about? Or what else do I need to do to feel better and lighter and happier and more joyful? What else do I need to do, to just have a better experience with my body or my emotions or my thoughts or my impressions or my cat down the street. So all these things are happening, but it's called leading life supports. And the first one would be what we call relationships. And of course, I talk about this all the time, but the relationships, leading life supports regarding relationships and moving into health, the health and vibrancy of the body and all of that is working for us, or maybe sometimes there's some stagnant energy, but that idea of relationships moving into health. And the next one is fitness and body, and also reduction. So that fitness and body and reduction. So we know what fitness is, we know about our body, and then sometimes we have those experiences with what we call reduction. What else do we need to reduce? Do we need to reduce? Do we need to recede something? What else is happening in the field? It's just so serious, right? But that reduction is a good place to be in, because sometimes you just need to look at and reduce something and remove some things. Just maybe have it a little bit lighter, a little bit more easy to understand about how can you reduce some things, or that reduction. The next one is what we call time and achievement. So a lot of us are sometimes like, nothing's happening. There's nothing happening. Time and achievement means that, maybe you're just kind of like right now, kind of in a resting period, but eventually you'll get back more into what we call time. And I don't even know what time is really. Honestly, I look at it as the Iman energy, the eternal moment of now. But that time energy is really powerful when you're really working with achievements, and these achievement energies are really assisting with us to get more dialed in, get more dialed in with some of these words, some of these phrases, and some of these experiences that you may be sitting in. So time and achievement are really, really powerful. The next one, we're moving into what we call fulfillment. What does that mean? Well, I feel fulfilled. Or I'm just like, I'm kind of in my sweet spot, I'm in this perfect spot and I'm loving it. And that fulfillment is just like, that my cup is full. My cup is completely full. And then moving through a few other states of consciousness with this is finances, career, abundance. And so working with that model, or the frequencies coming in regarding finances, career, and abundance, as we start noticing that maybe I need to do something a little bit different. Is there something else that I could do right now? Is there something that I might learn something new today? What if that was showing up? With finances, career, and abundance. And we're also looking at what we call the miracles. So all of that is really working for us. And sometimes if you're kind of in a stagnant energy, and it's not really going through, it's not assisting with you with financing, career, and abundance. It's just maybe a time for pause. But as soon as you're ready to, like, okay, I know that I need to do one thing. If I could just do one thing right now, and it could be, why don't you get your planner out? Why don't you make some notes? Or why don't you talk to a friend, or engage with a coach? I have a coach down in Houston still. The next one is less aging and rejuvenation. So a lot of us with our beautiful divine bodies, we're here, boots on the ground, and we have less aging and moving into rejuvenation. And so the more that we start looking at some of these concepts, and again, some things are coming up to surface for sure. We're having that every once in a while, right? We're just starting to notice, like, oh, what else do I need to do? And so, but leading life supports is really important. And when you look at that less aging, aging, less aging, and then moving into rejuvenation. And I think even since I left Houston, and or maybe even back when I was in Austin, I think I look better. I feel lighter in my body. I have reduced some some areas in my body. It's been so my I haven't had this weight since I was like in my one and maybe in my 20s. So I'm still back in that space. So something shifted, and it was kind of going back in time to where I had used to be. Now, again, it's a little bit different. My hair was dark, and and all these things are shifting, but I feel lighter in my body. And the next one is sometimes when we're looking at some of these things that we're working with the body, with relationships, health, fitness, body reduction, time, achievement, fulfillment, finances, career, abundance, and then less aging and rejuvenation. Sometimes there's going to be some answers about that. What are we answering for, or what are the actions that we're doing to have some of these reductions, or and looking at some of the results. So you start working with some of these beautiful bands of energies, they're kind of propelling us to go a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper, a little bit higher, a little bit more robust. You start having answers, then you have actions, and then you have results. And so sometimes with that, it's a great little formula, just answers, actions, and results. Maybe you're doing something a little bit better, even if it's like a little a little bitty bits of energies that you're working with, even if it's like super teeny tiny, is that you're still getting some benefits, and you continue to go in that state of flow. The next one is moving into what we call insights. And it's about feeling, perceiving, and intuition. And I think every one of us has these qualities with feeling energy, feeling energy with another person, feeling happy, joyful. Any of these feelings that we're working with are really helping us to remind us that here we are, we're here and we're in this beautiful space. And also with perceiving or perceptions, a lot of that is showing up. So when you start perceiving things, you start noticing that I'm getting a little bit more of an insight. I'm learning something different about myself. I'm hearing, I'm learning, I'm listening, and I'm following some of these beautiful states of consciousness that I never knew about. And that perceiving is just coming through. It's kind of like, a beautiful band of energies just saying, here we are. You're perceiving, you're beginning to perceive different thoughts or impressions. I do a lot of automatic writing. I do a lot of the quantum healing hypnosis technique. I use a lot of the perceiving and perception in these sessions because it's me talking to the person on the daybed, right? And so all of these energies are really fantastic. And then the next piece, from feeling to perceiving, moving into intuition, all of that stuff is like, man, it's kind of like you're riding a wave. You're surfing, you're riding the wave, and it's just perfect. It's perfect timing, perfect wave, perfect weather, perfect experience, and that intuition is always here. Some people don't really know about feeling or perceiving or going into intuition. So I think a lot of us may call it different names. Maybe intuition could be like, I got a gut feeling. I got a gut feeling, or something just happened and I just got it, And so intuition comes in different frames based on a person's personality. But I think everybody has some of this energy. Again, we're working with some things are coming up to surface. And this is related to the book Delete on the Spot, and it's about stress and pain. So I'm really focusing on it. I haven't really fully gotten some of the techniques, but I'm working with some of these concepts just to kind of get things started. So the more that I kind of take a look at some of these books, I do have a lot of research books that I work with, and this is just a real quick one, right? And I just thought, God, this is so juicy. Delete on the Spot. It's about stress and pain, and it could be stress or pain, or it could be your emotions, it could be your thoughts, it could be your impressions, it could be something happened long ago, or maybe it was in a past life or future life, or concurrent running timelines as opposed to below, whatever that means for you, right? So now we're going to go into a different state of consciousness right now, and this one is related to from feeling to manifestation. So we start having that, I got a feeling, and then we're going to move through some of these fairly quick here. All right, so we go from feeling to manifestation. We go to quick feeling, perception, automatic intuition, automatic insight, right answer, right action, automatic results, manifestation on physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual plane. So that's a lot to unpack. So we went into a lot of terms, kind of like, processing some. We're kind of getting some things kind of gelling a little bit more. The more that we do some of these videos, things are gelling a little bit better. You're starting to feel a bit lighter. But that last line was like that spiritual plane. How amazing could that be? If we're delete on the spot or some things are coming up to surface and then you find, hey, I'm right here, I'm right here, I'm right here, I'm in the spiritual plane. And wow, I'm seeing things differently. I'm feeling things differently. I'm feeling good in my body. I'm good with my relationships. I'm good with my capacity to have prosperity. It's just like, oof. It's just like this yummy, yummy, yummy treat. It just feels so light. So the more that we go into, some things are coming up to surface. And again, I'm going to relate it with a delete on the spot. It's about stress and pain. So we'll see you soon, and namaste.